Hi, Emily and Danny. Public transportation like the Go West buses and the demand response vans get people where they need to go in McDonough County every day for absolutely free. Over 3,500 rides are given each day to be exact, but this service is in danger of being cut due to lack of state funding. These purple and yellow vehicles are responsible for getting hundreds of McDonough County residents where they need to go each day.
A lot of elderly rely on it to get to health care, shopping, disabled clients to go in and for rehab.
But the free rides are in danger of being cut by more than 50% due to lack of state funding. The months of October and November bring in very little revenue for the state of Illinois, leaving Comptroller Leslie Munger with little funding to work with.
A lot of people are trying to blame us for this, but we have no role, really. I mean, we make the payments when we have the funds, and we make the payments when we have the vouchers.
Cobb met with Mayor Mike Inman and the Macomb City Council Transit Committee Wednesday to discuss contingency options. Inman says right now the city is not in a financial situation to provide much assistance.
The city is not got the budget funds to make that partnership whole at the end of the day, and some other means by which for this to continue to operate needs to be looked at.
Cobb says the Transit Department is hoping to receive a $280,000 federal reimbursement by mid-November to help them continue to operate. But without that money,
There's a possibility that we're going to have to look at implementing some reduction of service in the county and in Macomb. So that will affect a lot of people if we have to do that. Now, no decisions were made at that meeting on Wednesday. Their plan is to wait about 30 to 45 days, monitor the situation, and see if that federal reimbursement comes in before they decide what they're going to do about contingency. You can count on News 3 to bring you the latest on this developing story. For now, for News 3, in the newsroom, I'm Megan Sanchez. Danny and Brianna, if you're a dog lover like me, you know losing a four-legged friend is never easy. Yesterday, I met a pit bull mix named Blue. He has cancer and his days are numbered, but he's not letting that get him down. Catch. Good boy. The tumors on Blue's body may weigh him down physically, but his spirits are up.
You can see the pure joy in his face.
At 13 years old, he has mast cell cancer, and because it's not treatable, there's no telling how much time he has left.
We know his time is limited. Maybe 6 months, maybe 2 years. We're going to make that time count.
Making it count with a bucket list of things for Blue to accomplish in his last days.
You know, with his time being limited and with us not knowing what kind of life he had had before, that I thought that we should do something pretty special for him.
He's enjoyed fire truck rides and newspaper spotlights, but the best thing that's happened to Blue so far is finding his foster mom, Brianna.
He's definitely helped relieve a lot of stress that I have. I can't tell you how many times we're just sitting cuddling on my bed, and I think it's both therapeutic for him and me.
For 3 weeks, Blue has called the WIU seniors' house home. And already they're the best of friends, making it hard for Brianna to think about losing her furry friend.
Thinking about him, you know, not being here, like he has a limited amount of time, is very upsetting because he's a fantastic dog, and he, you know, deserves to have as many years as he can.
But Angie and Brianna know Blue is lucky. So many dogs don't get to go home before it's too late.
It's an honor to be able to do that, and it's the right thing. Every dog should have a family, a forever family, regardless of how old they are when they find themselves in a situation at a shelter or at a rescue. They still deserve to have a forever family.
This dog's days may be dwindling, but his legacy in this town is just beginning. Being on TV was actually an item on Blue's bucket list, so I'm so glad we could check that off for him. This Saturday, he'll take a ride in the homecoming parade. If you want to follow Blue's journey, go to Facebook and search Team Blue to see pictures and videos of his adventures. Danny? 1 in 73 women will be diagnosed with ovarian cancer in her lifetime. Although ovarian cancer is rare in women under age 40, WIU junior Caitlin Bossolono was diagnosed with it at just 16 years old. Now in remission, she's trying to spread the word that no matter how old you are, this disease does not discriminate.
And there was a hashtag going around, pray for KB.
Caitlin Bossolono is a healthy young woman now.
Not unless I look at the scars I have on my chest or my stomach, then I think of it.
But 4 years ago, the then 16-year-old's life was flipped upside down by cancer.
I had no emotion. I didn't know anyone who had cancer.
What doctors insisted was constipation turned out to be a germ cell tumor in Caitlin's ovary, a kind of cancer that her mom was surprised her young daughter could have.
It was real surprising because you do think of it as older ladies, you know, something an older woman would get.
After many rounds of chemo and a reoccurrence of tumors, Caitlin was declared in remission in September of 2012. But the thought of it returning is always in the back of her mind.
I still say I'm in remission, I'm not cured. It could come back. Even though there's a high chance it won't, still anything could happen.
Chemo left some lasting effects. Caitlin only has one ovary and struggles with anxiety.
It is worth it. Some days it's hard to think that it's worth it, but all in all, it is worth it.
Her #1 goal is to spread awareness.
Best way for people to be aware is to know more about it is for there to be awareness, walks, fundraisers, stuff, more publicity about it. And it is a very deadly disease.
And her mom agrees girls need to know ovarian cancer can occur no matter what your age.
It would be nice, you know, if she would, you know, try to help, you know, make aware that younger girls can get this because she's young and it happened to her.
Social services across the state are struggling due to the state budget impasse.
News 3's Megan Sanchez joins us now with the story of one local organization that's fighting to make ends meet. Megan?
Jose, Brianna, Samaritan Well is a nonprofit in Macomb providing 2 transitional living shelters for the community. Men, women, and children are able to live in these shelters for up to 6 months while working toward their goals of independence. But with 90% of their funding coming from state grants, this organization has taken a big hit.
Since Illinois has been without a budget, Samaritan Well has been operating entirely on reserves.
Right now, we're just struggling.
And with personnel on their way out,
I'm also retiring at the end of May.
The Samaritan Well Board is unsure they can continue to keep their doors open.
If we don't receive state funding, I hate to say it, I would be concerned that we're done.
In fact, Struthers estimates they can only operate for another 4 to 6 months without state funding. Both the case manager and executive director positions are vacant, but Struthers says filling them is going to be tough.
It's very hard to post a position for which you don't know whether there's going to be any funding in the future.
The board is hoping to fill in the gaps, volunteering their time to fill the positions until the state has a budget. But Struthers says they're preparing for the worst.
We're working on contingency plans.
Board member Stephanie Olson was once homeless herself.
I came from a divorce, lost everything.
But with the help of the women's shelter, she got back on her feet.
I'm more empowered today. I have a more solid sense of myself, which is really what it's about.
For so many, Samaritan Well means so much.
I've had residents tell us this is the nicest place they've ever been. This is the only place they've ever had a bed.
But without funding from the state, it's unclear if they will be here for years to come.
The long-term future of the Samaritan Well is up in the air right now.
Despite their struggles, Samaritan Well is pushing forward, planning for their main fundraiser, a fun run during Heritage Days this summer. They're also sending out letters to the community asking for help in their time of need. Jose?